my name is Amy. I am your master tutor from Rockstar Math Tutoring. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about economics. There is so much misinformation and misleading information on the internet. I just want to go over the basic math of how prices are set and sort of explain a little bit about some of the arguments that are made from our leaders about what would be best for the economy. So first of all, determining price. This is a basic Algebra 2 problem. So let's say there is a theater that can hold 1,000 people. So that's maximum. Tickets are going to be $8. And the attendance lately, so the average attendance is 200. So what they've noticed is that if they lower the price, so that's if we lower price by $1, then, okay, so real big on the if-thens in math. If we lower price by $1, then attendance is going to go up by 50. Okay, so when you end up solving this problem, you end up with a quadratic equation. So the revenue is going to equal the price of the ticket multiplied by the number sold. So that's the total revenue, and that's not profit. That's just how much money is coming in. Forget overhead. Okay, but any company is going to want to maximize their revenue, right? So this is important to know. So the price is going to be $8 minus X. So X is going to be how many times we decrease the price by $1. Okay, so if it's X is 1, then we've lowered it to $7. So then the number of people that are coming is going to be 200 plus 50 times that number. So if you're not here for the algebra, that's fine. We won't go over the whole thing, but essentially this is going to come out to be a quadratic equation. Negative 50 x squared plus 200x plus 1600. And when you graph this, okay, so it's going to look something like, let's see. The maximum is at x equals 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at 2, sorry, let me just label a few numbers here. So 1600 is what we'd be making at $8. So it's 8 times the 200. We go 1700, 1800, and so on. So then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 8. Okay, so if X is 0, we're just selling our 200 tickets for $8. That's $1,600. If we decrease the price, we end up selling more tickets, and we actually end up making more money. And that peaks at X equals 2 right here. And then it's going to go back down. Okay, so if we decrease it to 0, the revenue falls all the way to 0 here. So this is, right, free tickets is no revenue, okay? And so this should be more of a curve right here. But anyway, this is the peak here. So this is how price is determined. It's how much revenue can I maximize. So notice this has nothing to do with the price of labor. For example, if minimum wage goes up or down, or if you have to supply healthcare to your employees, that is a business decision of whether your profit is going to be enough after your overhead, after your cost of your labor, after your cost of producing your products, whatever it may be. All of that is sort of irrelevant to how we determine the price. So for example, let's say taxes increase or energy costs go down or something in this nature, that actually doesn't affect the price of your goods. What's going to affect it is if people are going to buy it or not. So let's talk a little bit next about why prices usually don't go down. And everybody wants prices to go down right now. We just had a lot of inflation going on. So what is it that makes something price go down? So let's take a look at how people's minds sort of work as they're doing business. Let's say I have a t-shirt company, okay? So I buy t-shirts, okay, and then I print my own logo on them, and then I resell them, right, for more money. Okay, so let's say I buy 100 shirts and I'm paying $5 a shirt. That's going to be a $500 investment. Okay, and let's say that includes the ink for the print and everything. The whole shirt cost me $5 to make. Okay, so I add my logo and then I sell the shirts. I sell the 100 shirts. I sell them all for $10. Okay, so this comes out to be $1,000. And now my profit is going to be $500. So here's what happens and why inflation happens. Let's say the cost of my ink goes up, okay? So I'm still getting my shirts, say for $4, say the ink was $1, but now my ink goes up to $2, so now I'm paying $6. So now it's costing me $600 to make those same shirts. So I have a choice. I can let my profit go down, which if I can afford to, maybe that's all right. If I can't afford to, then, well, I have to pass that price on to consumers, which means my shirts are now $11, and I'm going to end up with that $1,100 to make up, and my profit stays the same. So now I've been forced to increase prices in order to maintain the same amount of profit for my company. Now, let's look at it the other way. What if, as, some people, a lot of politicians will promise, a lot of leadership will promise, and they'll say, hey, we're going to bring the cost of ink down. So now, let's say ink goes down to 50 cents. That's awesome, right? So now it's 50 cents. I don't know what I was drawing here. I think I was trying to draw a down arrow. So it goes down, now it's 50 cents. So the other direction, now my shirts are only costing me $4.50 to make. Well, that's awesome. So now it's costing me $450 to make those same 100 shirts. Okay, well then am I going to go and lower the price of my shirts, or am I going to let my profit increase to $5.50 because I found a better deal on ink? Or say my energy bills went down, right? So my electric bill went down in my shop. Am I going to necessarily go lower those prices? No, I'm going to just, say, hey, cool, I made more profit this month. So that's why prices usually don't go down. People don't just run and go decrease prices just because I saved money in the process. I'm not necessarily going to pass it up because I can just pocket it. Okay, so when do prices go down? This is something important because a lot of people are asking for prices to go down. So let's say the economy crashes. Okay, and so these 100 shirts that I was selling before are now sitting on my shelf, right? So I have my blank shirts coming in. I'm buying 100 shirts, but I already have sitting on my shelf in inventory 50 shirts. Okay, I'll fold it up here because half my customers lost their job. So now, so my 100 shirts, let's say I still got that deal. Let's say I'm still making that $4.50. It's now cost me $4.50, right? My profit was $5.50. But I didn't sell half my shirts. So now I only sold 50 shirts, right? And for that $10, because those 50 shirts didn't sell, my profit has gone down to $50, right? My stuff is just sitting on the shelf, not moving. Everyone's lost their job. No one's buying t-shirts. What am I going to do to get stuff moving? Well, now I have a choice. Now I'm going to lower my price to $7. Okay, now some people who maybe couldn't afford those shirts can afford them. So now, let's say I sell my 50 shirts, I get everything off the shelf. My 7 times this other 50 is going to be another $3.50 plus the 50 I made. Now my profit is $400. Not the $550 I wanted, but the economy's not doing well, so I had to lower my prices to get things off the shelf. This is what we call less demand. So when demand goes down, prices go down, okay? Because things are sitting on the shelf backing up. So pay attention to your leadership and to what people are saying. So the cost of wages didn't really come into this. However, the only way for prices to come down is really for the economy to shrink. And that happens when a lot of people lose their job, a lot of people can't afford things, and then people have to start lowering their prices to move inventory off the shelf. Okay, so generally speaking, prices don't go down. I hate to burst the bubble there. So we're going to need to increase, our input of money in order to keep up with inflation. So inflation is going to happen regardless, really, as any price goes up in the system, it all gets transferred through. But when prices go down for businesses, those don't usually get passed on. So keep that in mind as you are consuming all the information online, all of the information from our leaders, and use your thinking skills and your reasoning skills and your math skills to not be confused. Good luck.